Mic check, life check. With Haley Jensen. Hello, friends, and welcome back. Today we have a funny concept for a podcast topic because I just finished watching Love Island. It's Friday night right now, and so I'm all caught up. And of course, that means tomorrow is After Sun, which no one likes to watch, and I won't be watching. But the inspiration came from me watching this episode because this episode was awful. Nothing happened, not remotely, and I mean, little things happened, but there wasn't like anything jaw-dropping. With that being said, today's episode topic is things I cared about when I was a teenager and young adult, single gal, college crazy party chick. It's not really, I didn't actually party that much, but things I cared about then versus a married mom of a toddler. So let's begin. Also, real quick, the reason why I thought of this is because I felt really bad thinking about all the young girls that are watching this show and compare themselves to any of these girls, whether they have BBLs, lip injections, filler, Botox, all the things, extensions, and they are saying, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like that. Which, keep in mind, this season, there's some girl baddies in there, but as we all know, the guys are, we've seen better. Anyway, so, point being though, is that I just thought, I was like, gosh, if I had access, because I didn't have cable growing up, my parents refused, and so I watched PBS. Cyber Chase, Arthur, that was my jam. And it got me through a lot, apparently. But anyway, if I did have access to watch this, I feel so bad for the young generation of today that, like the average ones, not the hot TikTok dancing baddies or whatever that have everything in the world and they're doing fine and choosing their own insecurity daily. No, I'm talking about the average girly cow that is just trying to make it through life and do things that make herself feel pretty and average. And anyway, so I just feel bad. Anyway, so things that I definitely cared about a lot more when I was younger. One, I was not allowed to wear bikinis because I grew up Mormon. And the dental floss that these women wear, which, to each their own. They got the bods. Be my guest. Go for it. Anyway, when I was young, though, I, would be way too insecure. Not insecure. Not insecure, but I just wouldn't want to, and you wouldn't catch anyone wearing that in a remote span Utah area. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I never saw that stuff walking around, so that would be pretty wild. So I guess, obviously, if you lived in, like, California or Hawaii, where that is definitely the norm, yeah. But for my culture growing up, an area of living, absolutely not. So that's pretty something. My mom, actually, if she saw me watching these shows, she probably would be horrified. Anyway, to this day. And so that was something I didn't care about when I was young, and I still don't care about. However, I would care about being a hot baddie, probably. Do I care about that now? My husband loves me, and that's all I care about. And I try to keep in good shape. And I'm obviously working with the mom bod now, and so that's been fun. And I'm sure once I'm done having kids, then we can cross that bridge, and if we need to do the mommy makeover, that's going to be for some fine-tuning and oil changing. But besides that, we're not going to shoot for the stars for unrealistic expectations for any children of mine. I have a boy currently, but if I have a girl, oh, heaven forbid. I feel, okay, side tangent real quick. Obviously, Utah is the capital for most plastic surgery or whatever. it is horrendous what some of these influencers do. And I feel so bad because they'll have daughters, and one, the daughters aren't gonna look like their moms at all at this point. And then two, the daughters definitely know what's going on, and like it is just laying their path before them at that point. And I feel bad. Anyway, continuing. Something that I definitely did care about when I was younger, I guess, was I was very concerned, back to the swimsuit thing, that I needed to have lots of swimsuit options, because that's what I believe was just taboo to wear the same swimsuit multiple times, kind of the same concept of going to church and wearing the same dress over and over again. But when you're a kid, like in the moment, I just felt that I mean, I wasn't super girly, I was a tomboy, but I was a little embarrassed when I would wear like a repeat outfit, whatever. But in reality, like that's just dumb. Like I was a growing girl. Anyway, kind of a stupid point. But that was something that I cared about when I was young. Now, as a mom of a toddler, I mean, we're entering the summer season now, so I probably will, for the first time in like 5 to 10 years, be going to pools and splash pads pretty regularly. But I will just be probably wearing athletic wear at that point that can minorly get wet and hopefully dry quickly. But at this point, I will be wearing a tankini or one piece because I choose to. Yes, if I were to suck in and hold in my gut for long periods of time, I could pull off a bikini. But who the heck am I trying to impress? I'm chasing after a toddler and trying to shove Cheerios in his mouth when he wants a snack. Like, dressed to impress, he's already impressed. Right? And so that is just something truly different, because I remember looking around in like junior high that there is these girls that were at these parties in bikinis, and like that would never be me because my mom would never let me get a bikini. But I didn't really want to. I don't know. It wasn't my thing. And so, because I mean, mostly I was running to dance class and things. But yeah, so that hasn't changed all that much. There was a brief moment in time in college where I most definitely did get a bunch of bikinis just to hot tub at the Riviera. And if you know, you were there, you witnessed, you saw, quite a time, quite a whole period. And I still have those bikinis, and they still look cute, and I could wear them, but that's just not the choice, not the move. Anyway, so that's definitely something I don't care about, but I guess I did for like 5% of my life. Probably was the time period for that. Okay, the next one's a little silly. Or no, that one was silly. It's all silly. Wearing makeup. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, I don't remember when I first started wearing like makeup in general, probably mascara alone. It probably was like 7th or 8th grade, maybe. I don't know. It was probably 7th grade, because I think I probably came home and saw that a bunch of my peers were all wearing makeup, and I was like, oh gosh. But I think if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I was very like forgetful of wearing the makeup. It was one of those things where, let me think if I can compare it to, like when you're younger and you're first starting to wear deodorant and you forgot to put it on because you're not used to doing that. Same concept with makeup for me. I was like, I guess I forgot to put on my mascara. Oh well. But with that being said, something I've also noticed for me specifically throughout my life, I have a hard time looking in mirrors intentionally. And I don't know, I'm very busy. So I'm very one path minded, where if I am going to the bathroom, I'm going to wash my hands, but I'm not going to like stare into my reflection and be like, oh, is something on my face? Is something in my teeth? No, I just don't look. And so, unfortunately, that's gotten me into some hot water, sometimes not really, just embarrassing water. And, like, I'll happen to see something at the very end of the day in the mirror while I'm putting my hair on a ponytail or something, or I don't know. And I'm like, oh, gosh, there's like something on my face and it's food. How long has that been there? And then I'll go yell at my husband and be like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I don't know. I didn't even see. Anyway, love him. But that's an example of that. And so, yeah, so I didn't wear makeup growing up until that age. And then even so, I was very forgetful. Probably around like halfway through 8th grade into 9th. That's when I probably religiously did. And not even then, it was just mascara. Oh yeah, I definitely filled in my eyebrows because that was the 2016 block eyebrow moment for me. It wasn't too horrendous, but it was pretty bad looking back. Anyway, so then fast forward to high school or to college, definitely wore makeup pretty religiously. The days that I didn't, it was just because I was really tired or whatever. That was obviously because I was my boy crazy phase. Into dating, wore makeup most every day. And then was during the time of lash extensions, which was the biggest regret of my life. They were so on brand, on fleek, during their heyday. However, I've talked to other girls that went through this as well, ripped out my eyelashes, and my eyelashes, don't grow very long now. They're very short. And I think that probably has to do with pregnancy, too. I think pregnancy made my eyelashes, stop growing. And I talked to another girl, and she had this exact same experience. So I hope that one day my eyelashes grow long and luscious again. But until then, R.I.P. If somebody has any tips, people say castor oil, but I cannot stand oil in my eyes, my eyeballs. That's the grossest feeling. It feels unclean. I know people have talked about baby blush. I think I tried it a while back and I believe it worked, but I feel like for me it was very brief, and I don't know, maybe they changed their formula. That was years ago. I'm talking 4 or 5 years ago. But so maybe I could give it a try, but I just don't want to be on something that I have to commit to, and it's just uberly expensive. I want a cheaper. Is that too much to ask? A cheap solution. Anyway, and yeah, people say castor oil again, but I don't know. I don't love the oil thing, so we'll see. Or I'll just deal with it. Half the battle is just curling your eyelashes. Once again, when I was younger, my eyelashes didn't need to be curled because they curled upward naturally. Now they just stick straight out, and they are sad. They are sad little eyelashes. And so yeah, that's something I cared about when I was younger, and to having pretty eyelashes, whatnot. But now as a married mom, depends on the day. The truest statement ever, and for any girl that is feeling slightly insecure and worried about that, I guess, having pretty eyelashes throughout her life. My husband says, quote unquote, if there's something in your eye, I'd rather not hear about it, so just don't wear the mascara. Because 9 out of 10 times I'll put on mascara and a little bit look at my eye and then I'll be irritated, and then he gets to hear about it. So there you go. Make sure that guys love you for you and your personality, not necessarily your looks, because yeah, or else that's gonna be exhausting to keep up. Anyway, as going forward, another thing, because today I was doing laundry because I had run out of underwear. Love that. So I pulled open the good old granny panty drawer, which actually is the underwear I got for when I was pregnant, because that has a lower line that allows your bump to kind of hang over more comfortably. It's kind of cut like a V. Anyway, they're like a granny panty pretty much. Anyway, they are great for period underwear. They are great for the comfort lazy day / laundry day. And that, my friends, is something else that you don't care about once you are married or have been pregnant, having kids, whatever, or just comfortable in a relationship, I'm sure. But anyway, so when I was in a teenager, college, whatever, dating, my underwear bras were matching and impeccably done and black and lacy and so sexy, but so uncomfortable. So that is definitely something that my perfectly advanced 26-year-old brain does not give a crap about now. And yeah, so have fun if you're worrying about that now, but that will most definitely change one day. Okay, what else? Shaving. Yeah, shaving in general. My legs could not go like a day and like 2 days without being shaved. Now, if they're lucky, they get once a week. That's about it. Armpits, I'm more catering to the gym. If it's arm day, or if my next day is going to be arm day, then they get a little shave. Or if they're getting too hairy, then I will give them some attention. But armpits are easy. Legs are a very big investment. Eyebrows, I just filled them in when I was in high school and into college a little bit. I didn't learn to like trim them and stuff until I think I might have a little bit in college, but definitely like when I had gotten married and kind of started watching TikTok and stuff, I learned to trim my eyebrows. But yeah, when I was younger, I didn't know how to trim them, but I just kind of filled them in because that's what I was told you were supposed to do. I don't know what I was doing at all, but as for wearing jeans instead of sweats, sorry, I'm reading a list now because I wanted some inspiration. Wearing jeans instead of sweats. It is sweats or us. I don't even remember the last time I actually wore jeans around here. But it's also kind of the trend. Well, kind of. I don't know. I'm not very trendy, so I won't give fashion advice here. But I am able to get away with wearing like cargo pants and athleisure wear and stuff like that. I have hated jeans since I was a fetus. I literally have never liked jeans. My mom tried to have me wear jeans in elementary school, and I would kick and scream. I true story, I wore leggings before they were cool. Literally, they were bright, like pink and like atrocious colors though, and I looked like a weirdo. Anyway, so that was like before they first got really popular, and so, I was a trendsetter in like 4th grade or something like that. So, yeah, girl. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure if I had to go to an event that catered for me to wear jeans, I would pull out the jeans that I do have. However, I will say I found some jean shorts that I haven't had good fitting jean shorts for years. No, like, I think I own this one pair of jean shorts from like high school, and even then they didn't fit well. They were like really awkward. And yeah, but anyway, I found some excellent ones from Old Navy, just barely. They fit like a glove. I love them. All right, moving a different direction a little bit. So when I was a teenager into high school, I did not have a skincare regimen. I did not take vitamins. I did not do anything like remotely that direction. Now, I have a tiny skin regimen, which literally just entails using a cleanser when I'm like in the shower, and then like I just can't go to bed with any. I would say makeup, but I don't wear makeup. I wear I don't know if it's Maybelline. I literally just got some more. Let me look it up from Walmart today. Which is actually super funny story. So I actually got an ad on like Instagram or something, and it's like, we'll send you a free product, and it's from, I think it's Maybelline, but we'll see. But I got an ad for it, and I'm just like, sure, you're gonna make me pay shipping. No. I went through like this form online and for like a free product. Oh no, it was Elf. Yeah, Elf. It's the Elf liquid poreless putty. Anyway, I got a ad saying like they're gonna send me a free product, and I'm like, okay, let me click all the buttons till it says you have to pay for shipping, and I'm like, nah, fam. But it never did, and so it just said, okay, it'll be there in 3 to 5 business days. I'm like, huh? I didn't believe that was actually gonna work. Okay, so I was like, yeah, sure, we'll see if this shows up. It shows up, and I'm like, okay, fam, like, I am not usually a makeup girly whatsoever. I have no really desire to try new things. I don't get excited and say, oh my gosh, I want to try this. This looks cool. I mean, I like a free product. But in the past, keep in mind, when I did try a little harder when I was dating, I was aware of what a primer was. Only after a couple of years of learning makeup, slowly and surely. Anyway, and so I was like, yeah, fam. Like, I like having that extra little barrier primer, yada, yada, yada. And so when I saw that it was a primer, I was like, yeah, let's try it. And so I tried it, and I loved it. I was like, okay, I am not one to, air quote, love makeup, but I love this makeup. It's not makeup, it's whatever, it's makeup. Anyway, so I loved it so much, and I use it before, because it has a tint to it, and I use it, and it creates a nice little, like, smooth little glowy coverage before I put on sunscreen, which brings us to another thing. I do not give a crap about sunscreen, but I have now been brainwashed, like many of my age group, that we have to wear makeup so we can look young and beautiful forever. And so now I wear makeup most days on my face. If I'm gonna be in the sun, I'm wearing makeup. If I'm not gonna be in the sun, I'm not wearing, sunscreen. I won't be wearing sunscreen. Anyway, so the ad worked. The freebie worked. Send me more PR for me to fall in love with everybody, because this PR, which was free to anyone that had access to the internet, apparently, or it was specifically targeted to me, I don't know why. It was just a random ad I clicked on. It said, "You want a free product?" I'm like, heck yeah, that's it. Anyway, I loved it. So yeah, once again, e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. It was $10. Love it. It's great. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Anyway, love that. And then for my sunscreen, I'm obsessed with the Trader Joe's Super Goop Dupe. Sorry, that's the last time ever. Anyway, it is so good. I tried the actual Super Goop one because a friend of mine recommended it. So I had bought it initially and I was like, holy crap, it's kind of expensive. But I did really like it because I hate the white cast thing. And so went to Trader Joe's, got the Mimic, the dupe, and tried it out. And I liked it even better. It goes on even smoother. You get more product. It's cheaper. It's your dream come true. It's a clear base, like gel almost kind of consistency, and it didn't have a white cast. So 10 out of 10. Love it. Orange bottle. They just recently came out with a blue bottle, which is a mineral based one. That one does come out as like a generic, like white, like cast looking sunscreen, but it goes on a lot smoother and doesn't leave an aggressive cast. But that one is mineral based versus the other one, I'm assuming chemical, which your girl doesn't have a preference. I once Googled it and I understand the difference, but I don't care. Trader Hose is my girl. She's got me no matter what. So 10 out of 10, that is my only makeup that I wear, and it's not even makeup. I wear a tinted primer that gives me a good little coverage glow, and then my sunscreen. And if we're getting crazy and I want to look a little spicy, I will curl my eyelashes and fill in my eyebrows a teeny tiny bit. And that's about it. And that's it. I love it. Love. Okay, drinking enough water, that's what I said earlier. Yeah, I didn't drink water when I was younger, and I still don't. I have to drink it flavored. I really wish that's something that I wish that I could reset for myself, which it's so funny because I worked many jobs, and each of those jobs I would have a water bottle and I would drink water, but only when I was like on the clock working, because that's like the only thing that you can just drink over and over is water. So I would then, but outside of a job like that, nah, I will not willingly drink water. I mentioned taking vitamins. Yeah, I didn't take vitamins when I was younger. I do now. I still take my prenatals because I'm breastfeeding. And I just never stopped taking them. One, because TikTok told me not to. Because the whole phase of you losing your hair at like the 3-month mark or whatever of your postpartum. I never really had an issue, but I don't know. I never really envisioned myself having an issue. My hair's been pretty like good to me. That it's a good thickness, and I don't know. I didn't really envision I would have issues. I'm not saying that anyone does, but anyway, but I also didn't stop taking my prenatals, and that is a suspicion for why some women do, is because that's when they stop taking their prenatals and their hair gets out of whack. So I probably will take prenatals for the rest of my life, because another person says that if I want to get pregnant again one day, that I should just already be taking prenatals. So I will be taking prenatals forever. Prenatal forever. I was trying to come up with some clever way to say that, but yeah, that didn't work very well. Off ChatGPT, thank you so much. morning journaling or meditation. I have ADHD, so meditation would never work. My brain would just spiral and then laugh at me simultaneously, saying, "Are you trying to meditate right now? That's so cute." That's literally what my brain would say. Anyway, journaling, same thing, except for my handwriting is atrocious. Like, people say that casually when they have the best handwriting in the world. No. I can't even read my own handwriting, kind of bad handwriting. And me and my husband have the same handwriting too. His is a little bit better. I know that for a fact, but yeah, that hasn't changed though. Childhood into adulthood. 8 hours of sleep. Okay. As a adolescent in high school, I did not care, but that was also because I didn't have the choice. I had to stay up late to do homework, and then I was up early. And like in the high school years when I had to get up to like look pretty and put on makeup and stuff, I averagely was getting probably 5 hours of sleep, and I was a mess. And then college, probably 6 hours of sleep or so, just because I'd stay up late doing shenanigans, talking to boys, whatever. But now married life is wonderful because I have 8 hours every night like it's gospel to me. And it is a beautiful thing. Yes, it is possible. Obviously, not everyone is blessed with a wonderful sleeping baby / toddler, but he sleeps through the night and is the golden child for sleeping. And I love that. And if I have another, I will be cursed. But I'm not going to put that out there. If I have another, he will sleep just as well. I feel like I'm going to have another boy, but we'll see. If I have another girl, that will be so kind of wild. We'll see. We'll see. Or I'll have twins. Everyone I've ever met thinks I will have twins. Which I wouldn't mind it, but it would put some things out of whack for us, because we probably only want 2 kids. But if we have twins, it's not like I can put one back. So we would happily love them, I'm sure. Anyway, so that was a tangent. Social life. When I was younger, I definitely wanted to be invited to every party event. I was super extroverted. My mom was she kept me sheltered intentionally. She ruined my life a little bit. She didn't let me go to parties, especially if she knew that they were going to be bad parties, by the context of me telling about who was throwing them, etc. Anyway, nowadays, if I were invited to a party today, I probably still would want to go, but it would have to be very dependent on, is this after hours? Can my husband watch my child or be home while he's sleeping? It's very circumstantial, because 9 out of 10 times I probably wouldn't want to go because it doesn't receive the hype that I want it to. As a parent, obviously you're just exhausted, so you're like, eh. I respect all of the young mothers and adult women that throw little shindigs, though, in my life that I do attend. So if you're listening, I'm not referring to those. Those are fun. They get us out of our shells, and they force us to be social and interact with one another, and I love that. But as for other things, But yeah, as a child, I was all over that. But yeah. Responding to text right away. Yes, as a child, like most of us, obsessed or would be very calculated with my texting. Now I'm just purely lazy. I just hate replying to texts. It is so much energy. I would rather not do it, but I do have to communicate, and I do also, I'm not heartless. I do like to reach out to people and make sure they know that I care about them too. So if you get a text from me, it is genuine, I promise. Fear of missing out, FOMO, yes. Definitely had a ton of that when I was a kid. I wanted to be everywhere and involved all the time. Now, the things that matter most to me in life, the very most to me, are right under my roof. And so yeah, things are alright. Saying yes to plans just to be polite. I don't think I ever really came across situations like this. Because if I wanted to be somewhere, I'd be there, or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I don't really ever end up in that situation even now. Friendships that aren't low maintenance. Oof. Yeah, see, that was the thing. I think I've said this before. I'm not a girl's girl. And so I haven't had to have that issue either, because I was so busy as a child, and I didn't go to my home schools, and so I didn't see any of my friends in school after school ever. So I'd only see them in school or at like dances and stuff. And so maintaining those types of friendships was a very weird situation for me, because I would go into every friendship and not be expecting to hang out with them after school. So it wasn't really a problem for me. Worrying if someone doesn't like you, oh gosh. I didn't worry about that ever, but when I was in junior high, there was so there's a lot of these stories, so maybe I was the problem, but there was definitely some girls that did not like me. I remember many stories. They're quite entertaining. They were entertaining then, but they're even more entertaining now. But yeah, so like I didn't really care. They were just being immature, and it was kind of, they were making their problem my problem, and I wasn't about that. And so didn't really care back then. It was more of annoying and a nuisance. Really don't care about it now. As I was just describing this to someone the other day, is I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you want me to like you. That is not my prerogative, and I'm sorry you feel that way, kind of thing. So, I know, it's just exhausting, and anyone that wants to stress about that, figure out something else better to stress about, because that is just unnecessary emotions. Spending. I didn't have money to spend when I was younger, because I didn't have a job. And then when I did have a job, I just had the concept of just saving it, because I didn't have really the personality of like, oh, I need to go out and buy this, because when I didn't have a car, so I couldn't drive anywhere to spend the money that I was making. And then also my schedule was very jam-packed and booked. So if I wasn't at school, I was working. If I wasn't at working, I was at dance. So not a lot of time to think about things I wanted to buy, because I was just making things happen. And my parents were very wonderful, and they did pay for a lot of the like tuition for dance and stuff like that. But I did not have a car though. So yeah, spending now. My mom was my family was very penny pinching couponing. Not that they needed to be at all, but just that was kind of programmed into me. So your girl loves a sale. But if it is an investment or something like high quality or replacing something that was like really low quality or was broken or whatever, as long as it makes sense, and gotta balance that budget and not be stupid. But yeah, as a child, it didn't really apply. Impulse buys? Ooh. See, I'm pretty similar as a child and to now, where I will think about something that I want for like months on end, but the second that, like, let's say my husband wants something, like just an impulse buy, I'm like, yeah, get it. I don't hate myself. I actually like myself pretty well, but I do struggle with allowing myself to spend something like that, because, I don't know, it's just in my DNA. But yeah, as a child, though, it was more of that I just didn't really have, like, money. And so I would think about things for months, because I needed to wait till I had the money to buy such things. So yeah, let's see, trendy clothes. I didn't have trendy clothes. I was very not anti-trendy. I was very non-fashionable as a child, and I am still pretty non-fashionable. Same concept. I believe in wearing either investment pieces, aka black t-shirts, or athleisure wear, Lululemon, you know. However, I will say my toddler always steps out every day into public, cute as a button, perfect little outfit, amazing fit, and yeah, so I will always bend over backwards for him, because he is the cutest little lump of my life, toddler-sized. The next point was a fancy latte every morning. This is ChatGPT. No, I was brainwashed at a very young age that Starbucks was bad, as well as that the drinks themselves were atrociously expensive and a waste of money. And so I did go through the slight middle school phase where everyone goes and gets frappuccinos very briefly a few times on very, very specific circumstances, and I enjoyed all that and ate that right up and paid for the overpriced frappuccino. And yeah, it was a time, and I now understand that they are overpriced. However, I am an adult with adult money, so if I want one, I will buy one. If I am going to Starbucks, though, I will probably be getting either a matcha or maybe like a strawberry acai or something, lemonade. I don't know. I haven't in a hot minute. Usually when I go, it's because they've sent me a coupon offer or it's my birthday and I get a free drink. So I'm the Starbucks cheapskate these days. But with that being said, my husband loves coffee. And I have perfected making cold brew at home for him. And he takes a cute little home crafted cold brew to work every single day. And he says that my cold brew tastes better than a lot of coffees he's had. So, ding, 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 your girl's a winner. I don't like coffee, though. So, that's the irony there. Okay, this next one's kind of funny because it's been on, like, in TikTok for a while, for the last couple weeks. But basically people and women just saying, my husband or boyfriend or whatever is so appreciative that he married a sweet treat girl versus a designer handbag girl. Yes, I am a sweet treat gal as well. I much prefer that over a handbag. I have no desire or use for handbags. I will never carry a handbag. It is a Lululemon belt bag, ride or die. And I absolutely love the sweet treats. So thank goodness nothing has changed too drastically for that. This comparison thing is saying like designer handbags versus diaper bags. We do have a diaper bag, which ironically is Lululemon too. But that's only because I worked there and got a sick discount on the diaper bag, so that was fun. But I do love the diaper bag. If anyone wants the rating on that, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the Lululemon diaper bag. But I do like it. I've never had a different diaper bag, so I do not have a comparison for you, but it's very suave, soft, has nice pockets, sturdy, everything that you want in a bag, I would imagine. And yeah, so I would recommend it. As for changing out my purse or whatever, I never had one, so it's not a big deal, and I can still wear the crossbody belt bag with a diaper bag if I would like to wear that as a backpack. But 9 out of 10 times, like, unless you're going somewhere very specific, like, you don't even need to bring, like, the big, massive diaper bag. I mean, you can just bring a pack of wipes and, like, a couple diapers and, like, a separate bag. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, like, a big deal. Okay, moving on to self-presentation. So this is a new category. Having a perfectly curated Instagram. Well, I never had one. I was very lost in the sauce when Instagram came out because I didn't have one for a while because I didn't have a phone for a couple of years. When everyone had phones and could make an Instagram, I did not have a phone at all because thank you, parents. Anyway, so I was very slow. So when I eventually did get an Instagram, I didn't understand the concept of like what to do and what not to do. And so my Instagram was a mess, and so it is as well today. But I also don't post very often. I try to better for the podcast Instagram, but we're working on it. But as for my personal Instagram, yeah, I don't post. It's very rare. I would say once every like 3 months or more. Maybe more. It's funny, actually. I'm pretty sure I haven't posted, let me go look, for like upwards of a year now on my personal Instagram. Okay, so I posted in March for my anniversary, and then it was November for a concert because we went to Sabrina Carpenter, and then it was Father's Day before. So very ironic that 3 posts ago was Father's Day, and this coming Sunday is this year's Father's Day. So there you go. That's how much I post. But I do post on my stories. I will say I post on my stories because I am a foodie along with my husband. He was the foodie first. He adopted me, and he's made me a foodie. But I will post a good foodie pic and meal or restaurant. I do enjoy that. But yeah, an actual post on the feed is quite the commitment, and I always feel like I'm doing something wrong or it looks stupid or chuggy or whatever. So I just don't. And everything I want is, once again, under this roof. So I don't care as much. I feel like Instagram is definitely more for dating or a business, which Mike Check Life Check podcast. Check it out. Mike Life Pod is the Instagram. Shameless plug. But yeah, for business purposes, yada yada. But yeah, for me and people that want to be involved in my life, they will text me or be showing up. So, yeah, besides that, that's all I see for having a very updated Instagram to have a concern. But yeah, as a child, I tried a lot harder, and when dating, had to create a minor dating profile for myself. But I wasn't a hoe or anything, thankfully. It's crazy what people post on Instagram. Anyway, moving on. So the next thing is, let's see, using filters. Every now and then, like if I have a zit, like, yeah, I'll Facetune it or whatever. But that's because I wouldn't post the picture if I didn't. I'd be too insecure. No, it was more just that. That way I can post it and be happy. Or if I was in a picture with somebody that didn't want me to post it because they were like, oh, my hair looks bad or whatever, then I could fix that or something. I don't know, but I won't like purposely curate something to make myself look like uberly skinny or anything, because that's so much work anyway. Caption details, I don't think I am funny. I will just write what's on my mind usually, and I can go LOL internally, and if people don't get it, then they don't get it. But yeah, when I was younger though, oof, yeah, I would think a lot harder. Let's see. That's pretty much it for the self-presentation category. The last category, because we're going to make this one a short one today, because I'm tired. I need to go to get those 8 hours of sleep, is mental energy. Overthinking every little thing. Yes, I was a lot more uptight when I was younger. Having a baby just calms you down. I've seen it with other people, and it definitely happened to me. It's mostly just because you're exhausted all the time, and so any, like, tiny little thing that you used to have energy to care about, it gets thrown out. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the stress. It ain't worth the time. As for caring what strangers think, that's fun. Try being pregnant and going to your appointment and plopping your legs up into your stirrups and having the crystal ball gazed upon, and then going and giving birth and having like 20 people in the room. It's great. You just stop caring. So yeah, for any advice to young listeners, no, you don't have to get pregnant to have self-confidence, but just give yourself a little grace. I understand now that my frontal lobe is developed at the ripe age of 25. I'm 26 now, so I am even more senior of wisdom. But yeah, I also understand it's like you can't talk to a youngster, a young person, and give them this type of advice, because they'll be like, roll their eyes and be like, yeah, sure. But it's like, they just gotta figure it out for themselves, you know? You can tell them, and maybe they'll listen and take it into account. And honestly, I feel like I still want to have someone talk to me, communicate. So I'll tell you anyway. Don't stress. Don't worry. Be happy. It's the singing podcast again. Carrie, no, you just did that one. Seeking external validation. Oof. Depends on what you are talking about. You're craving like likes and stuff on Instagram, just turn off those likes. It don't matter. If you're seeking validation from a significant other, I mean, you should have good communication where you can talk things through if that was the situation. If you are trying to seek validation from a crush or someone that you're crushing on or whatever, focus on yourself first. That's the hottest thing that there is. Trying to be the cool girl. Knew I wasn't, air quote, cool. I enjoyed the friendships that I had with people, and I valued those when I was younger. That's really what mattered. There was lots of people playing the popular game, and one, it looked exhausting. Two, the things I heard and gossip through people that were telling me gossip about these people is very juicy. Enjoyed hearing about it. But yeah, it sounded exhausted. I heard a lot of like cat fights and stuff through the grapevine. Yeah, so I didn't really worry about that. Trying to be the cool girl now, I'm cool with the toddlers and the moms at the park. That is, I don't worry about that. I just pull up my stroller and we all sit down and talk about our dailies. It's a fun time. Chasing perfection over peace. Not really I wasn't a concern back then. The only thing I will say that was I guess, a slight insecurity when it came to perfection was just a body type, because I felt like I had these like fat thighs. But then it was fun because the girl I ran around with, she had even thicker thighs. She had thunder thighs, but she was muscle. But yeah, that was really it with my insecurity. There was a lot of girls that were like sticks, and so I thought that I was like not fat, but like chunkier. I don't know. I wasn't even fat. I was so skinny looking back, like compared to now where I am fat. No, it's different body types, man. You go through like a second and third puberty at age like 20 and then 25. It's crazy. Sorry, I'm talking solely about females here. I don't know about the guys. I'm not a guy. Anyway, so then let's see, last one. Let's wrap it up because your girl needs to go to bed. Okay, this is a horrible one to end on. It says being everything to everyone. So I think that just means you just want to be like popular. And yeah, was too much energy back then, so I really didn't care about that back then. Really don't care about it now. But yeah, that was it really I'm trying to think of any other blanket statements to wrap this up with. Basically, simple. Just kidding. Honestly, growing up and all this schoolwork and stress and things was so much energy and emotions and stressful than life ever was in college or married. Thankfully, my life has been pretty wonderful with how things turned out. Not to say that my husband and I have not gone through hard times, but things have been pretty good for us, and I'm very appreciative of that. But the strongest thing I do believe is keeping your peace. That is the number one priority for me, and has worked out very well throughout my life. And doing what you must to keep that peace, whether that is making boundaries with people in your life, whether that is doing what you want to do, even if others may judge you for it, or they don't think it's cool, or they don't want to do that. That's fine. Do it by yourself. And figure out what makes you happy. Take some trial and error and invest in your physical and mental health. And obviously it's hard because just make sure you don't look into the scam workouts and diets and stuff like that. That's a waste of time. So just start off slow. Walking's good. I like walking. Walking will never do you wrong. And listen to your podcasts when you walk, like Mic Check, Life Check. That is all, folks, today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. If you would hit the follow, subscribe button, I would appreciate it. I do a little happy dance every time I see that someone follows and subscribes. I love you. I would give you a big kiss on the mouth, but not really, because I love my husband more than that. Okay, she's tired. She's going crazy. Thank you for being here. We will see you next time. Go follow the Instagram. Have a great rest of your day and go get 8 hours of sleep. Bye.